Alrighty, now it's time to get on to the fun part. We've made the jig, now it's time to make the windows. And that's just a piece of wax paper. I tend to be a little bit messy of a gluer, so I put the wax paper down. And with these windows, I went ahead and I measured out the first window and I cut all the pieces to length. I needed enough for 11 windows, so I cut 11 pieces to go around the end, 11 bottoms, and then I did all the cross pieces, and I did 88 of the little stiles. So all the pieces are pre-cut, so here you just see me putting them in. And I'm using that little block just to help me square everything up in the hole. So I've got the sides on the bottom, then I do the little narrow part in the bottom there. Doing all this here puts a window inside the frame. And here I just put a little super glue on something that I can just dip the end of it in, try to make less of a mess. Now, if you're looking at this video, I sped it up 1.5 times to try to cut down the length of it some. I don't normally work quite this fast. And that there is just plaster glue. When I put that in there, just to make sure everything holds good. Now it just so happens I have a needle and syringe that I use to apply my plaster with, but you can use one of those fine tips too if you want to. This is the top of the bottom window going in, or the bottom of the top window. A couple more little side pieces have to go in. Get them pushed in place. Now, I should mention here that the outside frame piece is 20 thousandths by 1/8 inch styrene, and the little inside window pieces are 20 thousandths styrene by 1/16 of an inch. That's the piece you see me putting in there, the 1/16 of an inch. And that gives me the window detail inside the frame. It would definitely be easier if I could find windows that would fit, but there's a satisfaction making your own too. The P word is important here. You just have to have patience. There's my 1/16 inch piece. That's the top of the window. I test fit it. Now I'm going to glue it in. That's my 1/8 inch piece there. Now we're starting on the stiles. Just a little dab of super glue on each end, and then try to hold it into place. Easier said than done sometimes. But there again, the P word. Now I got 4 more stiles to put in. And of course this is what the lines of my jig were for. I just put the stiles right on top of those lines. Get in place, you rascal. It's just finicky getting them all in the right spot. Alrighty, there's one put together. Only 10 more to go. Now I've let it set up for about an hour so that make sure my glue gets good and dry. Now you just got to get it out of there very carefully. And this is where the wax paper comes in good underneath. It keeps the window from sticking to the wood. But you'll see there where I got a little carried away with the glue, so I've got the wax paper stuck to the bottom of the window. I just have to clean it all off. And then later on I'll sand them all up and get them all finished up. There, the wax paper is out of there. Now it's time to make a door in the same jig. This time it runs all the way to the bottom. Grab a piece of my 1/8 inch styrene. I run it around the perimeter. And I cut it to length. Now the door is made out of 40,000 styrene. I just cut a piece that fits, but it just needs a little filing to get her fitting in there just right. The door is a scale 7 feet tall by 5 foot wide. It's actually 2 doors in there. They're each 2.5 feet wide. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just marking the center of the door. And I'll just take my knife and scribe it so it looks like it's 2 doors. There, it looks like I finally have it flush enough to do me there. Now I take one of those 1/8 inch pieces, the same as I did on the window. Get me a little super glue made up. All it takes is just a little drop on a piece of scrap. Just enough to dip the 2 ends into. Use my flat edge to make sure she's in there square. Now I'll take my plastic and run around the inside there to make sure it doesn't move. Now a little stiles for the arch. Check and make sure it's right. And there's 1 door. Only 2 more to go. So now that I've got all 11 windows made and all 3 doors made, It's time to clean them up. On the back side where my messy gluing leaked down some, I've got to sand it down smooth. And just also sand the front down smooth just a little bit. And go in between the stiles, make sure everything's cleaned up around the edges. That just gets all the little stringy parts off, or any little spot where glue might have leaked. Just clean it all up. There we are. One window's all cleaned up. After a little washing, she's ready for painting. Now let's take one of the doors and sand them up. Make them look good. There's her door. And there's all 11 windows and with 3 doors, all sanded up, cleaned up, ready for paint.